The Championship is back. I'm sat here with my dad. We're going to give our predictions. The most unpredictable league in the world. 1st to 24th. Here we go.
Well, Theo, I don't get to go to Inter Miami, but I get to talk about Birmingham City, who was 17th last season, Theo. They brought in Tyler Roberts from Leeds United. Sam Cosgrove is back from Plymouth.
First of all, I don't want to hear anything about Birmingham City. Inter Miami was great. Birmingham City is the reason we're going to hit the like target.
Ooh.
15k likes. Because the Championship content is back, and when it's back, we mean business. Now with Birmingham, they lost Tath Chong, they lost Joe Bellingham. A lot of youth in that team that people would maybe even mark them down for, but I really like their new additions, the likes of Bailik, Shiriki Dembele, the new Japanese lad who's playing Europa League last year in Belgium and has played in the J1 League, Miyoshi. He can score goals.
Well, I want to know if Joe Bellingham's shirt number has been retired, but less of that, Theo. I don't see where the improvement's coming from. 19th.
Dad, 19th? There's a buzz around the place with a new takeover. It can't be 19th. I'm going 10th. Ooh. I'm going low for them. It's a very good position. I think they'll have a few points. Late on this season, they may push for playoffs. Who knows?
Blackburn Rovers were 7th last season. They missed out on the playoffs by goal difference, Theo. Too many draws late on, but Brereton Diaz has gone to Villarreal. But then the other direction is this guy Sigurdsson from CSKA Moscow.
Well, that's interesting. Problem is, they've lost Brereton Diaz and Bradley Dack.
Ooh, God, yeah.
And soon to be their 18-year-old wonder kid, Ashley Phillips, to Tottenham. This is why John Dahl Thomason, the manager, who's a very good manager, completely overachieved last year with 7th. The fact he got that close to playoffs with that team is crazy. I don't think they'll get relegated, but they're going to be at the lower end of that pack of the mid-table stretch. I don't think Blackburn are ready for this new season.
12th place, Theo. I'm putting them in the Preston North End position, mid-table. Bristol City were 14th last season.
Yes.
Everyone is talking to me about Alex Scott, Theo. He's worth about 20 million euros. He might go to Bournemouth. He might go to West Ham.
Give him the England call-up, I say. Bristol City just need to be patient with him. Wait until they get a really big offer from the Premier League. And once they get 30, 40 million, they can reinvest in the whole squad. You can build a lot with that in the Championship. And Nigel Pearson is a really solid manager. He's made and helped Alex Scott to grow and get into the team and become what he is today. It's going to be interesting to see how he develops. It seems like they're going to have him for one more year. And if he does stay, they can enjoy it. I'm not saying Bristol City are going to go for a playoff run, but I think they'll be comfortably in 14th again.
Two things about Bristol, good cider. The second thing is, Theo, they've got rich owners, but they underperform season in, season out. 18th place.
Yeah, but do you know what isn't 18th place? The fact you haven't subscribed yet. Hold on,
Oh, no,
give it a few
have,
seconds.
Have,
3, 2, 1. Yeah, you're right. They did. That was quite that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right, next club.
Cardiff City of Wales only just survived last season in 21st place. That's because they only scored 41 goals, Theo.
They've had one of the best embargoed windows they could possibly have. Ugbo, Maete, Carlin Grant, all on loan. I love that. That screams goals, and they've done it before in the Championship. Then you've got Aaron Ramsey, who's coming on a free. My worry is everything else that's going on financially. And the manager is untested in the EFL, so it's a big gamble. I don't think they'll get relegated. 21st place.
Wow, for all of those reasons, Theo, 20th place. Aaron Ramsey will just keep them up. Coventry City were 5th last season, got to the playoffs, and the reason for that, Theo, a very strong defence, only conceded 46 goals, and Victor Gyökeres got a lot of goals, but he's off to Portugal, isn't he?
Yeah, Sporting Club de Portugal. Seems like they're keeping Goose Hamer for one more year. Goose Hamer, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it doesn't matter. The geezer's a baller. We all know about the signing Ellis Sims. Some people are saying it's the signing of the Championship. Is that going to fill the boots of the Coventry City number 9 role that they had so well last year? Will he score over 25 goals?
No, he won't, Theo. He's a good young player. He's only 22 years old. Has come from Everton, of course. He got bags of goals at youth level. But the Championship is a very hard league. I'm thinking 10th place.
Not only is the manager engaged, the fans are engaged because it's a 20-year high for them. They've never been in a better position. They've lost their best player, cashed in, and people still reckon they're going to make playoffs. That's why I'm saying it. 5th place for Coventry City. Big gamble, but I've got faith in the manager and I believe in the tactics.
Huddersfield Town of Yorkshire, they were 18th last season. I looked at their squad list, Theo, and guess who's still playing up front? Danny Ward, ex-Bolton.
That's crazy.
But the thing about Huddersfield is the manager, Neil Warnock, with the hairdryer treatment. That's the reason they'll stay up.
I don't think there's going to be much of a hairdryer. What is he now, 75?
Oh, he can still deliver.
He can deliver, but maybe this is his last time. He might retire for a second time, Thogden. It doesn't scream to me like a season where they're going to run away with it and go for for another playoff run. I think it's going to be a boring, lowish table position, 19th for Huddersfield fans. I'm sorry, I just don't have much to go off to put them higher in the table.
And I agree with you. I've gone 17th. They just don't have the squad. Whole city of Yorkshire were 15th last season, and everyone's talking to me about Jacob Greaves, Theo, a centre-back. Have they done any good business this year?
Well, first of all, let's speak about Liam Rosenior, very young for a gaffer. It's his first full season with pre-season, so he can exactly outline his tactics. They haven't overspent, but they've also got players that have really pushed the barrier. Liam Delap from Manchester City. That guy at all academy levels has been scoring goals for fun. I'm also excited for the comeback of Adama Traore.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Not the Wolves one. He's the man, I would say to all Hull City fans, watch out for him next year. I think he will surprise. I'm going to go 15th currently, based off their last few years of form, but I'm excited.
I put them 16th, but based upon all those signings, they've got the potential to be maybe 10th to 12th. Ipswich Town promoted from League One last season with an incredible 101 goals and a goal difference of 66.
McKenna got them playing the most incredible run, and he built on that momentum. Ipswich have invested well. Their owners, the likes of Ed Sheeran, are involved in as well. They've got money to spend, and they're backing them. They're going to go into that derby against Norwich as the favourites. We've gone from an era where Norwich were in the Premier League, they had Pookie, and they had all the tactics and managers. Buendia, that era is done now, and Ipswich are on the come up. It's Ipswich with the Manchester United assistant gaffer who's taken his first professional job. Big risk from the owners to hire him, but what a find, because I really believe in him, and I actually think it's a big call. In their first season, they're going to do a Sunderland. They are going to break the barrier and get into the playoff spots.
You've got players like Connor Chaplin, Freddie Ladapa. There's a lot of goals in there. I don't think quite playoffs. I'm going 8th place.
31 goal contributions, and as you said, 17 goals for Ladapa last year. From the get-go, they're going to be ready, and I'm excited to see how well they can do.
Leeds United relegated from the Premiership last season in 19th place. Only 7 wins all season, but some people are saying they might win this league. But having said that, Brendan Aronson has gone, Rodrigo has gone.
Well, it's funny, I mentioned the era's done with Norwich, and the manager that brought that era and success has gone to Leeds United. Now, I spoke to your brother, who's a massive Leeds fan, and he says he's very worried as a Leeds fan right now. However, as things stand, Gnonto and Sinisterra are on the books for a championship club, and that should almost be illegal. Even if one of the two stay, they're going to have 20-plus goal contribution seasons. Really believe in the manager, Daniel Farke. He's won the championship title 2 times before. I actually want to mention Charlie Cresswell, who's come back on loan from Millwall, had a great year there. Now he's going to be playing regularly for Leeds. So if they don't sell him to a Premier League club, he's going to solidify that defence.
But the trouble is, have they got a leader, Theo? It's one thing to have good young players, but they've got to fit together as a unit. And for that reason, I said pre-season they might win the league. I've changed that. 3rd place.
Yeah, I think they need to buy a lot of midfielders. They've lost Aronson, Tyler Adams, and the likes of them. How are they going to replace them and have someone throughout the season to play? So I'm currently going 3rd for them to be outside of the automatic spots.
Leicester City were relegated from the Premiership in 18th place, just 2 points behind Everton, Theo. Now, they scored as many goals as Aston Villa, but they were leaky at the back. And what worries me, Maddison's gone, Harvey Barnes has gone. They're going to struggle, aren't they?
It reminds me a bit of Newcastle 16-17 because they banked a lot of cash. And what they've done to reinvest it is super clever. Mavididi, what a signing that is. Harry Winks.
Yes.
Brilliant. Connor Cody, I've heard people judging that because of his age and they're giving him a pretty high salary. If they get straight back up, it's great business. And the manager, most of all, I'm so excited by this. Enzo Maresca, part of Pep's first team staff, he's left them to take his first job. Now, it's funny, when he started his professional football career, he did it at West Brom at 18, and that was a real culture shock to him. And now he's back in the managerial game and he's in the East Midlands and it's Leicester City. I have a feeling he's going to kill it.
A year ago, Theo, we were saying that Norwich City were going to win the league. We got that very, very wrong. The loss of James Maddison, the loss of Harvey Barnes will really, really hurt. Jamie Vardy's getting on. I think Leicester could struggle. In fact, I'm going to say they won't get automatic promotion. They're going into the playoffs in 4th place.
How are you doing this? How are we so off each other? Leicester are still one of the bookies' favourites to win it.
They are.
Forget leagues. They've got the best training ground out of every Premier League club. So every championship player will be in there. They will be looking forward to the best facilities. They'll have great home form. I really believe they're going to win the league. Maybe I'm going crazy. Comment below who will win the champ title, because it could be anyone.
Middlesbrough, 4th last season, missed out in the playoffs, but they actually scored 27 more goals than Luton Town, who went up. Great gaffer in Michael Carrick. They've got to be one of the favourites to go up.
Middlesbrough, they had the top goal scorer last year with Chuba Akpom. Michael Carrick is making them play liquid football. You know, out of the last 8 automatic promotion spots, 7 of them have been parachute payment clubs. Middlesbrough, I think, have a chance to break the barrier this year. The first team to do it since Leeds Bielsa in the 2021 season.
I think it's possible, in fact, second place, Theo.
What?
Automatic promotion for Middlesbrough. The bookies disagree. I've just got a feeling.
Yeah, I think Chubrackpom could break 30 goals.
Wow.
It's a very exciting time to be part of the North East for all three clubs. Michael Carrick's going to bag them 80 plus points. They're going to be having parties all over the country. Second place too.
Millwall of London were 8th last season, Theo. They fell away a little bit at the end, but in Gary Rowett, they've got a long-serving and good manager. Good owners, good board of directors, a very well-run club.
So well-run. I've got to say, rest in peace to John Berylson, who's kept them as one of the most stable championship clubs over the years. I mean, what he did, he basically gave his all for that football club, and really hope next year they do something special. Maybe go on a little cup run or something, just in memory of him. That'll be beautiful. The last 6 seasons, 3 of them, they finished 2 or 3 places away from playoffs. And it's always come down to that last game. I remember I was going on the train to go to a Bolton match. They were coming back from Wigan away, the Millwall fans. They were gutted.
I know.
They were so gutted.
I know.
They knew they'd blown it, but they weren't that upset to be angry because it's happened before. I'm going to put them 7th, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, you'll get goals from Bradshaw and from Fleming. This is a team who punch above their weight. 9th place. Norwich City were everyone's favourites last season, and they were 13th, Theo, and they really fell away at the end. 1 point in the last 5 games. And what worries me, the star players now, Max Aarons and Josh Sargent. Can they go up?
With signings like Ashley Barnes and Shane Duffy, they've got Premier League experience, but they're very physical. He wants to make the signings that fit his style of play, and he's getting that. I'm going for 9th.
I agree almost entirely. 7th place. Plymouth Argyle of Devon won League One with 101 points, although they lost in the Papa John's final, didn't they, Theo?
I think their home form, their geographical location, bringing people to that part of the country. Nobody likes to do that. We saw that in League One. It's going to be their home form that keeps them up. Have they done well with business? Absolutely. Morgan Whittaker could score a lot of goals in the Championship. Barley Mumba, I thought he would stay at Norwich. I thought he'd even play for them. To see Plymouth do that, you know what? I think they're going to survive. 20th place.
I think they're going to struggle from day one, and I'm sorry, 22nd place
relegation. No, you put them to get down?
Yeah, and I hope I'm wrong.
It's
a lovely part of the world.
When Pie-Face sees you, he's not hitting the like button.
Preston, North End of Lancashire, were 12th last season. I think they're always 12th, aren't they, Theo?
Yeah.
But they brought in Calvin Ramsey, a right-back from Liverpool. That sounds like a good signing.
Yeah, when they signed him, a lot of Liverpool fans were very excited. He's been on the bench or had injury problems, so we never really seen much of him. Losing Daniel Johnson to Stoke, that's a mid-table rival. He's a very good player. Bookies forecast them to finish 18th. I don't see them finishing anywhere near the playoffs this time round.
I think they're going to be mid-table, 15th.
Yeah, top half of last season in the end, though. Will they maintain that form? I mean, if they do, they've proven me wrong. But I'm going to go 17.
Queen's Park Rangers of London were 20th last season. What has happened to them? A goal difference of -27. It's going horribly wrong.
It is, and they've kept their manager, Gareth Ainsworth. Does he have the style of play? Does he have the players that fit his tactics? The fact they were first of the Championship and then completely threw it away. How do they have the likes of Ilias Chair in their team? And they can't make the most of him because of Ainsworth's style of play. And we're not even gone on to Willett. He's quality, but we're just not seeing enough of him because of the tactic. Have they made good enough signings? For me, no. They're going to be on the edge of relegation. That 22nd spot, I'm so sorry. We're losing a London club down to League One.
And I reckon they'll be 21st. I reckon this is a relegation battle from day one. Rotherham United from up north were 19th last season. I look at some of the business they've done. It's a bunch of free transfers. We don't know who they are, but I'm just thinking rock bottom 24th.
I think compared to other clubs in a competitive year, it's pretty poor recruitment. 19th finish last year with the business that they did. Brilliant. Everybody said they were going to get relegated, including myself. So credit to Matt Taylor. He'll probably get a really good job if they do go down, because I don't think he'll stay. This is the year. I think it's time for them to go down. 23rd place.
Sheffield Wednesday of Yorkshire got promoted last season, and who will forget the heroics against Peterborough? But Theo, you might not know this, they've got the cheapest squad in the league and the oldest squad in the league.
But the manager that brought the heroics, Darren Moore, is not even their manager anymore.
I know.
What happened there? I'm really disappointed about that. They've got a new manager who's probably starting their pre-season with completely new tactics. That doesn't work well in the Championship. They've got one of the thinnest squads, and they're not reinvesting to the level that the Wednesday fans expect. They're the first name I had down for relegation. I'm sticking with that 24th place.
Theo, they've signed Reece James.
Not the Chelsea one, you mug.
Oh, yeah, the left back from Blackburn. They're going to struggle this season because they've not invested.
Only
23rd place.
23rd, 24th. I'm sorry.
Southampton were absolutely miserable last season. 6 wins all season, Theo, for the South Coast club. Do you think they could sink without a trace?
They've obviously cashed in on almost £100 million on James Ward-Prowse to West Ham. and Lavia to Liverpool, it looks like. If it doesn't happen before 1st of September, it will happen in January. Russell Martin, he's a manager that is more designed and more proven in the Championship, highly possessive. So they are going to need a lot of creative playmaking players in the midfield to really hold and control the game. They've got a lot of quality in that squad though, and even if a player like Bella Kotchap stays, he's going to be one of the best players in the Championship.
Now that's the problem with this video, Theo, because it's a few days before the season starts.
Yes.
Anything can happen in the next few weeks. Over the years, I've got a lot of stick from Southampton fans. I'm trying to redeem myself today by saying Southampton Football Club, we're going to win this league.
Oh my God. And in a year, you're going to look like a mug. I think Leicester have got a way better chance. Comment below, who's going to win the league? I think he's been an absolute muppet.
Stoke City from the Potteries were 16th last season, which is amazing. I remember them as a Premier League club, Theo.
Well, this is how I remember them the last 5 years in the Championship. 16th, 15th, 14th, 14th, 16th. The most consistent, boring, mid-table, mid-table in the Championship. Ben Pearson was one of the best players in the Championship the last time he was there, not getting game time at Bournemouth. That will really solidify their midfield.
Chiquinho's come in from Wolves, so has Hoover, Theo. They've hoovered him up. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. But I'm going to go 13th.
I'm going 12th. I'm sorry. But it's better. It's been their best season in the last 5 years, so they should be happy with that.
And now the one you've all been waiting for. It's Sunderland, who were 6th last season. Really good manager in Tony Mowbray. They brought in Bellingham, haven't they? The young 17-year-old brother of Jude. And they've got the youngest squad in the whole league.
Well, Dad, they bounced from 5th in League One to 6th in the Championship. Amazing. Playoff to playoff. What comes next? Automatics? We've already given our automatic spots away.
Only thing that worries me is defensively last season, they conceded 55 goals. They've got to tighten up at the back.
Yes.
But it's Sunderland Football Club. They are a massive club, incredible fan base. I think they're going to push for playoffs. 6th place.
But almost when you have a big fan base, it can go both ways. It can help with momentum, but if the performances start to drop off, it can play a bigger factor because it means more to the players, upsets them more.
They've got exciting players like Jack Clark at left wing. They brought in Bradley Dax. Sunderland.
That happened after our predictions.
I know it did. Yeah,
so I'll say where I've put Sunderland, just outside the playoffs in 8th. And Mackham's fans, before you get mad at me, the Bradley Dax signing would have completely changed it. But I've already sent off my notes. The graphics guy has already whipped everything. I feel bad for Liam. Big up the graphics guy, Liam.
6th place, and in the next 5 years, they will be back in the Premiership.
I like that.
Swansea City of Wales were 10th last season. Over the last 5 games, they got 13 points. That made them the form team of the division. Cabango is still there. Joel Pirro scores goals.
But they've lost Russell Martin, Dad.
They have, Theo, yes.
Big loss.
What's going to happen?
Very different tactics going to a manager like Michael Duff. I have no idea, Dad, how Swansea are going to do. They've got a decent squad. It's just very different style of play. This could go very wrong. I'm going to go 13th.
That's interesting, Theo. Obafemi has left, hasn't he? I'm thinking 14th. Watford, they were 11th last season. João Pedro has gone. Ismaila Sarr has gone. But who's come in their place?
Dad, Watford are a weird old club, aren't they? They've signed Jake Livermore from West Brom. I don't really know what that was about. Everything seems to say that they're on a downward spiral. Last year, they had about 3 or 4 managers. I've asked Watford fans. They don't even know how they're going to have a season. This is such a toxic up and down club. Losing João Pedro to Brighton, they're not going to be the same team, are they?
They're not. They've downgraded this season. But you know what? I've put them in 11th place.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got them in 11th as well. And it's purely based off the fact that Valish Smile is a great manager.
And finally, West Bromwich Albion from the Midlands, another very big club, were 9th last season. They ended very badly, losing 3 of the last 4 games.
Yes.
But you look at their squad. By the way, it's one of the oldest squads in the league. There's a lot of experience in there. Semi Ajayi, Carl Bartley, Eric Peters, Matt Phillips. Players who can get this team to the playoffs there.
And they've only made 1 new signing. And don't get me wrong, Sarmiento from Brighton, very exciting. Could be really good. The problem with West Brom is actually off the pitch. I actually worry for what Carlos Corberán, when he looks upstairs, does he really feel confidence that he's getting backed properly? Because I don't think he is. I think we might see the lowest finish from West Brom this century. I'm putting them in 16th place.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Excuse me, is Jeremy Beadle about? You're not really putting
He's not about. I fully believe that, Dad. Tom Garrett's going to be fuming. You're fuming. Where have you got him?
So you're saying that the Baggies are going to lose their boing, boing, boing?
Yes. Never make that joke again.
West Brom are a very difficult team to beat.
Yeah, where are they going to finish?
They're going to be pushing for promotion all the way through.
Promotion?
5th place, playoffs.
Playoffs?
5th place, yes.
No.
And you
take it back. Cut this out. Cut this out. You are a disgrace. You're a mug. You know what? I'm ending this video. I hope everyone likes this. I hope we get 15k likes. Because if we hit the like target, I'm never doing a predictions with you again. When you say things like that, you're just asking to be roasted.
Honestly, I'm checking your notes to see
if
you
should be checking
Jeremy Beadle.
Carlos Corberán's a great manager, but he's not going to do a job.
Wrong.
You're a mug.
5th
That's
place.
it. End this video. See you in the comments, because this mug is a mug.